Hi guys, my name is Hope and today I'm gonna be talking about my favorite classics. So let's get started with this video. The first book that I'm gonna be talking about is Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. I had to read this for my class and I really enjoyed it. It's not for everybody, but if you have read some books by Ernest Hemingway, you should definitely check this book out. And it is about the old man, and he goes to the sea and he's really poor, and the only thing that he looks forward to is to catch the fish. And so yeah, The Old Man and the Sea. So the next classic that I'm gonna be talking about is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, and it was pretty interesting. I didn't know that this could grab my attention, and after this I really wanted to read more by him, so I read The Brothers Karamazov, and I also enjoyed that one. I had to read them both for my class. I was unsure about Russian authors because, you know, they're not really interesting to a lot of people, but this was really interesting to me, and it is one of my favorite classics, definitely. So the next one that a lot of people enjoy and love is this book. It is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and this book is totally beat up, but I just love it so much because it looks old and it looks used, and I bought it second-handed. I saw it on the streets and I had to adopt it. So it was just beautiful, and it is about Jane Eyre, of course, and she has to move to Mr. Rochester's home, and Mr. Rochester is amazing, and there's just such a beautiful love story, and I loved this book so much. So the next book that I'm gonna be talking about is Anna Karenina by Tolstoy. This is also the book that I had to read for my class. I really enjoyed this one. This is actually the first part, and it kind of looks small, but this book is huge. And I read it like 2 or 3 times. I really enjoyed it, and it is tragic and beautiful. And here we have Anna and also Vronsky and their love story. And somebody says it's not really a love story, it is more kind of on the social aspect of Russian culture and everything. You can also find that, and it has a lot of things for everybody, but yes, it was beautiful. Read it, definitely. The next one that I'm going to be showing to you, it's Hermann Hesse's Damien, and this book was really interesting, and I didn't want to really show you this book by him, but any short stories by him are amazing and really great and really interesting as well. Hermann Hesse was the Nobel Prize winner, and this book was also quite amazing, but it's not for readers that haven't ever read any classics. I believe it's more for the people that really like classic and enjoy, and so far only Jane Eyre was kind of for the people that have never ever read classics. This other were kind of pretty dense, so this one is pretty tiny, but not a lot of people would like it, but his short stories a lot of people would enjoy, especially his love stories are beautiful. I loved that book. I own it, but it's in my friend's home, so I can't really show you, but yeah, any short stories by Hermann Hesse. The next one is really popular, and it is The Grey Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is the English Wordsworth Classics, pretty cheap edition, and this is the Serbian one. So I quite enjoy this one. I loved it because it's beautiful in a tragical way, and just so great. Gatsby is just a tragical character that I really enjoyed reading. I didn't know if I was gonna like this one, but I did. I definitely did. So this is actually for a lot of readers that haven't read classics at all. They can start with this one because it's pretty tiny, but also you can understand it and love it. And a lot of people study this at school. I haven't, but yeah. The next one is one of my favorite classics, and I really adore this one. It's just so beautiful. I had to do it in my school. I had to study it for school. I didn't understand it back then because it was in elementary school. I didn't really understand the point of this book, but I read it like 2 years ago, and it's one of my favorite classics because of the point in this book. So this is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Let's just say it like that. And this is the Italian edition, and I got this as a present, and it is just so beautiful and has a lot of beautiful pictures, and it's just so touching and wonderful. So definitely read this one. It will take no time at all. So yeah. The next one, a lot of fantasy lovers will love this. It is The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I only read The Fellowship of the Ring, but it was so good. I read it in January, and I wanted to read the second book immediately, but I didn't have it with me. I was home, so I didn't have this beautiful set. And yes, I have watched The Hobbit, the first and the second part. I did really enjoy that one, and I watched The Fellowship of the Ring. It was amazing, so good. So I cannot wait to finish with this series and get it done because I'm a fantasy lover, and yeah, it's Tolkien's books. So this edition of The Hobbit is really beautiful, so yeah. The next one, it's probably my first or my second classic, so To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book is so touching, so sad, so amazing. It's just, and how it's told, just beautiful. Scout was such a sassy narrator. She was just so cute, so wonderful to read. And this is also about racism, so it's touching. But yeah, this is the 50th anniversary edition, and it's beautiful. I really wanted to read it. I first read it in Serbian, and then I read it like this, so I read it 2 times, and I'm definitely planning to reread this as much as possible this year, so yeah. And my favorite classic of all time is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This book touched my heart. I really, really enjoyed it. I had to love it because it is about Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, and Mr. Darcy is amazing, as we all know. And yeah, I'm really interested to check more Jane Austen novels. I read Emma, loved it, and I'm gonna be reading Persuasion. Yeah, and I'm also doing a thesis on these books by her, but I love them. This is it for this video. I really hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!